Hey, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel where we talk all about gentle skincare and sometimes self-care. So if that's your vibe, anytime during this video, hit subscribe if you want to see more from me. So today I want to talk about facial oils because I get a lot of questions about them, like how to use them, when to use them, and which ones to use. So those are the three questions I'm going to answer today. How to use your facial oil, when to use it, and what oils are best for your skin type. So if you're so ready, let's dive right in. Give the video a big thumbs up. So one of the biggest questions I get all the time is when do you use a facial oil in your skincare routine? Do you use it before moisturizer? Do you use it after moisturizer? Do you mix it in? How should we do this? And my answer to that question, I think, is unsatisfying for many people because I always say, like, it depends on your skin. And we have just been so conditioned to believe in all these rules about skincare. Like, it has to be a certain way. We have to follow these rules in order to be doing skincare right? I'm here to say there are no rules in facial oils, at least. You know, it really is about what your skin likes. It really is about like what you're trying to achieve with your skincare routine, and it really depends on like what oil you're using. But let me try to give you some guidelines so you can figure out which technique is the right one for you. So if you want your facial oil to achieve deep moisturization, your skin is really dry, it's flaky, you need all of that nourishment, or if you are trying to treat dehydration on your skin, or if you're seeking for an oil that is going to soothe inflammation, itchiness, and irritation. If any of those things are your situation, I would suggest trying to put your facial oil on before moisturizer. You want it a little bit closer to your skin so it can penetrate a little bit better. It can do all of that deep moisturization and just sit underneath that moisturizer, which is going to seal it in and really help to comfort and baby your skin. Now, if you're looking for your facial oil to seal it all in, maybe you like oil in place of a moisturizer, or you just like that little extra layer of protection, or you really like oil to give you that beautiful glossy glow on your skin. If that is describing your situation, you may like to put your oil on top of your moisturizer, especially if you're looking for a little bit of that glow like underneath makeup. Oftentimes the tip is, if you want that real glossy shine to your foundation, use a little bit of oil before you put foundation on. You're gonna get that result a little bit better if the oil is on top of your moisturizer. And if you like your oil to kind of hug everything in and act as an occlusive or slugging layer, definitely stay tuned through this whole video because there are certain oils that are actually going to perform this a lot better than others. Not all oils are considered really occlusive, so you definitely want to strategically pick your facial oil if you want it to perform on top of your moisturizer as a seal-it-in layer. Now, maybe you kind of want a little bit of everything. You want a little bit of moisture, you want a little bit of glow, maybe a little extra occlusivity, but you're not looking for something that feels really heavy on your skin, and you're not looking for a full layer of oil on your skin that is maybe going to look greasy or feel really greasy on your skin. If that's you, if you're just flirting with facial oil, I would actually suggest putting a few drops into your moisturizer, just in your hand, drop a few drops, mix it all together, and then apply. It's kind of like a booster for your moisturizer. So you're getting a lot of the benefits. You're getting the extra moisture, the extra protection, you're getting a little bit of glow, but it's being significantly cut with the moisturizer. So it's not going to feel as heavy. It's only going on in one layer, and it's actually going to increase, I feel like it increases the absorption of the oil just a little bit. So it's definitely a great technique. If you're not sure where to start, I would actually suggest starting there first because it's pretty foolproof. So when might you consider adding a facial oil into your skincare routine? I mean, like, what skin conditions can oil really treat? Because traditionally we think about oils as being only for the most dry, flaky skin out there, right? Facial oils are really just about moisturization, but that's not really true. And as I suggested earlier, not all oils are created equal. Stay tuned, we're gonna cover that next. They're not all created equal and they all have different benefits. So it's not just about lots of moisture, although oils will definitely add moisture into your routine, but there's other things that they can solve as well. So of course, if you have dry skin, if it's really flaky, an oil will definitely help to nourish that. But even if you're suffering with dehydration, a lack of water in the skin, you know when your skin feels kind of tight, and dry. Oftentimes when you wake up in the morning, it's like your skincare is not like working for you anymore. If you're suffering with dehydration, that's actually a symptom of a weak or damaged skin barrier. And there's a lot of oils out there that can actually help to support a strong and healthy functioning moisture barrier with great omega fatty acid profile. So it can actually help with dehydration. It can also help with skin irritation. Lots of oils out there actually have anti-inflammatory properties that can help to soothe itchy skin. Now, if you have imbalanced skin where certain areas of your face are a little bit more dry, other areas are maybe a little bit more oily, like AKA combination skin, right? That is actually considered imbalanced skin. And facial oils the right ones can help with that. They can help to even out the oiliness and of course nourish the really dry areas. It's all about finding that right balance, but it can really help and go a long way to getting your skin kind of back in check. Now, certain oils out there can actually help with skin congestion. I know it's blowing your mind right now. It really blew mine when I learned this because I am prone to clogged pores on my skin. I can really get very cloggy and congested. And for the longest time, I really believed that oils were going to clog my pores even further. They were going to get in there, create those plugs, and I was just going to get those comedones and it was going to be like a big mess, right? And a lot of people still believe that. And certainly there are oils out there that are going to be more prone to doing that than others. But again, they're not all created equally. Some oils actually help to clear the congestion out. They help to regulate the keratin on your skin. Now, keratin is basically that substance within the oil in your skin that's really gluey, it's really sticky, and that's where all the excessive dead skin cells kind of collect. And that's what helps to form the clog inside of your pore. It's that extra keratin. People who are more prone to clogs in their skin, often they have a lot more keratin or thicker type of keratin in their skin sebum. And that's why we're just so prone to clogging up. Facial oils over time, using them consistently can kind of help to regulate that. So the dead skin cells are a little less likely to get caught up, balled up, all sticky with that keratin glue and get stuck in your pores. Pretty cool, right? And finally, facial oils can give you a glow. Not only just because they make your skin look shiny, let's face it, like glazed donut status can be achieved with facial oils, but there are actually oils out there that can brighten your skin, giving you that really healthy lit from within glow. Some can even work on hyperpigmentation and scars. So I've been teasing you this whole video about what oils you should be using, right? Are you ready? It is actually a pretty complicated subject, but it doesn't need to be complicated. I'm just gonna give you a couple of pointers on what to look for in your oils, some things to consider, and then I'm gonna give you a cheat sheet at the end and just list off some of the common oils and what they are great for. All right, so let's talk about occlusive oils. This is where it kind of creates that layer on top of your skin that hugs everything in. And that is where the old myth that like oils should always be applied on top of your moisturizer. Have you heard this? You know, they should always go on top because they're very occlusive layers and it doesn't make sense to put it underneath a moisturizer because the moisturizer is not really going to penetrate through oil. That's not actually true. Actually, most oils, especially plant oils, are not even considered occlusive agents at all. But there are some oils out there that actually create occlusion on the skin really, really well. So that's what I want to focus on. These are going to be the types of oils you want to look for if you're looking for that seal-it-in quality or if you like to use an oil on top of your moisturizer. So mineral oil, probably the most occlusive oil out there. It is not usually the most elegant thing to put just on top of your skin, but you can often find it mixed into other skincare products. And I think that that is a great ingredient to actually look for if you like that occlusive feel, like especially in moisturizers. Vegetable oil as well is a very occlusive type of oil. Again, we're not talking like super duper elegant, like stuff you really want to slather your skin in, but mixed in or formulated in other products, it can definitely be a winner to help seal in your skincare. I want to talk about what I consider to be starter oils. And these are oils like if you've never used oil before, if you're a little bit afraid of starting with oil, this is actually where I would suggest starting with. There's two that I really like to suggest. First one is Squalane oil. It is skin identical. So basically Squalane is present in human sebum already. So you have a pretty good chance of it jiving well with your skin. Of course, nothing is a guarantee in skincare. I always have to say that, but I'm just saying like, probably you're gonna have an a-okay time with it. It is incredibly light. It's very fluidy. It absorbs in really quickly, and it doesn't feel like a really heavy layer on the skin. So this is an oil that works great under moisturizer, mixed into moisturizer. Some people, like especially with oily skin, replace their moisturizer with a thin layer of squalane. It is a great, versatile, lightweight oil that is beginner friendly for sure. Another one that I like that has the same types of properties, a little bit thicker than squalane, but we're still in the light category for sure, Rosehip oil. I think this is a lot of people's favorite oil for a good reason. The texture, super elegant, quickly absorbed into the skin. Again, it's not going to feel like this thick layer of oil on your face. It's going to absorb in effortlessly. But Rosehip has some other benefits besides just moisturizing your skin. It can actually brighten your skin. It's great if you have dull looking skin or even congestion on your skin, because it's one of those oils that can help with congestion. It's one of those oils that helps with hyperpigmentation and dullness because it has a high quantity of natural vitamin A, which is what we find in retinol. So while it's not giving you full-on retinol benefits, you're getting some of that skin regeneration, some of that skin rejuvenation with rosehip oil. Now, another reason that rosehip oil actually helps with congested skin and acne is because it has a high quantity of omega-6 fatty acid. Now, this is where we're going to start getting into fatty acid profiles, which is something I often mention when I'm talking about oils, but I haven't really dived in too deep. I have one other video on it, but I know that it can be kind of a confusing subject. So omega-6 fatty acid, generally speaking, is really good for people who have dehydration, who suffer with congestion or acne. And it's also great for people who have dehydration, weak moisture barriers, maybe you have some irritated, itchy, inflamed skin. All of these conditions can actually benefit from an oil that's high in omega-6 fatty acid. And that's because omega-6 actually helps to strengthen the skin's moisture barrier. And a lot of those things, it always links back to the moisture barrier, right? So rosehip is just one of many. I'm going to list off a few really common popular oils that you can look for that have a high omega-6 fatty acid profile. So those include chia seed oil, sweet almond oil, hemp, sunflower, safflower, evening primrose oil, argan, and grapeseed oils. So let's talk about omega-3 fatty acid next. And I have to say, it's really not that exciting. Compared to big brother and sister omega-6 and omega-9, the benefits for topical skincare application, not as exciting. There's a lot more research and a lot more benefit to ingesting your omega-3s through diet. But as far as applying it on top of skin, you can expect a really great anti-inflammation benefit. And look, I shouldn't be saying like, oh, it's not that exciting. Anti-inflammatory benefits are really important in skincare, especially for well-aging skincare routines, because inflammation is really the cause of the breakdown of collagen on the skin, which leads to the fine lines and wrinkles. It can also contribute to hyperpigmentation on the skin, discoloration, dullness. It's connected to everything. So I don't mean to say like that's not a great benefit. It absolutely is. But like I was saying, there's multiple benefits with omega-6 and omega-9. So it's not really the oil that I'm going to seek for specifically, you know, like an omega-3 high profile oil. Not really for me, but if there's omega-3 content within the oil, I think that's great. However, here's a few oils that are high in omega-3 fatty acids. Canola oil, you can also find it in flaxseed and soybean oils. Now, if you have really dry skin, you need the most nourishment possible. An oil high in omega-9 fatty acid is really what you need to be looking for, because oils that have a high amount of omega-9 tend to actually have that thicker feel to them, a little bit more medium to heavier weight, really, really moisturizing textures. And I really have to say this, omega-9 fatty acid, and I'm talking about oils that have a high content, because the truth of the matter is it's not just about like just omega-9, just omega-6. These oils are going to have a different variety, a different composition of these, but I'm just talking about the most amount in the oil. So if the oil is made up mostly of omega-9, if it has a high percentage of that in the oil, not great for acne prone skin, not great for congestion prone skin. And that really just comes down to the fact that it's a little bit thicker in texture. So Just be aware of that when you're picking an oil. Maybe you're afraid about breakouts and stuff. Keep that in the back of your mind. Omega-9 may not be the best choice for you, but if you have really dry skin, you need the most nourishment possible, pick an oil that has a high content of omega-9 in it. And while oils that have a high content of omega-9 fatty acid in them are not necessarily going to be classified as occlusive agents, a lot of them actually, because of their thicker texture, will perform decently as an occlusive layer. So again, if you like to put your oil on top of moisturizer, maybe look for an oil that has a high content of omega-9 in it. Some of those oils include olive oil, macadamia seed oil, marula, and tamanu oils. So remember, the omega fatty acid profile is going to be helpful in guiding you to the right oil for your skin and the conditions that you're trying to treat. But remember that oils are actually multi-layered. They're not just made up of one fatty acid profile. There's a lot going on. So just use it as a guideline. It is not a strict rule, but here's a really quick way to remember what we just covered. Omega-3 fatty acid, great for inflammation, calming inflammation on the skin. Omega-6 fatty acid, great for barrier strengthening, and omega-9 is the best for nourishing your skin. And oils can be complex. It's not just about one oil, it's not just about one composition within the oil. There's a lot going on, and that's why sometimes oil mixes can sometimes give us a lot more benefit for our skincare dollar. There's two that I really like. One is bee oil from The Ordinary. There's a really good mix of omega-6 and omega-9 fatty acids in here, and there's actually some algae in here as well. Algae is really great for moisturizing the skin. So if you're looking for really plump, moisturized skin, a facial oil with a high content of antioxidant protection, bee oil is going to be a good choice for you. It's got like a medium weight type of texture. Now, I really like Stratia Fortify. This has a really great balance between omegas 3, 6, and 9 fatty acids, and it comes in this medium, very nourishing, very moisturizing texture. So good for moisture barrier related issues because it really has balanced out everything that, skin that is ailing from a weak barrier would need. For the longest time, I never knew why Stratia Fortify seemed to be helping my skin's dehydration levels, like why it seemed to make my skin feel stronger, why it calmed inflammation so much on my skin. I was just like, this is a miracle oil. And once I really started to educate myself about oils, fatty acids, and compositions, I started to realize that this was like the perfect blend of everything that my personal skin needed. And that's why it was working so well. It wasn't just about moisturizing my skin. All of the fatty acids at play here really helped to strengthen my skin and calm and soothe it. So if you have similar skin to mine, if you have very sensitive, inflammation-prone skin, if you have dehydration-prone skin, maybe even eczema-prone skin, this is a great oil blend to look for. Okay, that was a lot of information, and I hope it was really helpful for you, but I know that a lot of information in a short period of time can be kind of overwhelming. So I do want to offer you a quick cheat sheet, really just talking about what oils work for what situations on your skin. Now, if you're looking for an oil to brighten up your skin, work on hyperpigmentation, and give you a glow, these are the oils I recommend. Rosehip oil, Tamanu oil, sea buckthorn seed oil. If you are acne prone and have dry skin, I think Tamanu oil is going to be a great one for you to look at. If you have dehydrated skin or a weak barrier, I would suggest looking at chia seed oil, sea buckthorn seed oil, cranberry seed oil. I also like rosehip oil, and if you're into blends, Stratia Fortify is a great one. If you are on the well aging journey and you want your oil to help contribute to that, I would suggest rosehip, which we talked about before, or sea buckthorn seed oil, which actually has a high content of vitamin C in it, can really help brighten up the skin. If you have really irritated, itchy, or even eczema, rosacea, or psoriasis prone skin, these are the oils you need to calm your skin down quickly. Chia seed oil, borage oil, tamanu oil. If you like blends, bee oil is really calming, and so is Stratia Fortify. So that was a lot of information. I hope it was helpful. If it was and you want to see more from me hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you want to see more from me throughout the week and never miss out on my full videos or shorts, definitely hit the notification button as well. I am really curious to know, have you used facial oil? Do you have a favorite one? Let us all know in the comment box below. You know I love lots of oils. My skin just drinks them up, so I'm always curious to know what you're using as well. Thank you for being here with me today. I just hanging out in my bathroom talking about skincare. It was really fun. I'm glad you were here with me, and I hope you were healthy, happy, and safe. I love you so much. I'll see you soon.